Good morning, boys and girls. We are here on a Thursday morning early. We're going to do some, as you can see, we're going to do some language. It's lesson 145, and the page numbers are there in the corner if you're still needing to see those. The first sentence I took, it's section 5. And it says, Ben quickly ate the red apple. We need to find the subject noun. We need to find the verb, and we need to find another noun that's in the sentence. What do you think the subject is? Remember, it's a noun this time. Did you say Ben? Very good. I'm going to turn the board and underline Ben. And if you have your paper with you, you underline Ben. Or if you've already done that, check your answers. Here we go. I'm underlining Ben. You underline the subject one time. Like that. Now, do you see what I wrote on top? I wrote subject. It's the main noun, the most important noun in the sentence. Then I also put an N. Later on, you will learn about pronouns, and sometimes pronouns, which stand for the noun, can be used as the subject. He and she and they are called pronouns. Today, we will do only what? Nouns. Okay. Now, what did Ben do? Because we want to find the verb. Always ask the question, what did Ben do? Did he quickly? That doesn't sound right. Did he, ate? Ben ate. That answers the question what he did. So let's underline ate 2 times. I'm doing that. You do that. And I'm going to put a V over the top. You don't really have to do that today, but I want you to see the V because the V stands for verb. Okay. Did I underline ate 2 times? Well, let's say it again. Ben ate. That makes sense? That's the verb. There's a word quickly in there. Oh dear, do you think quickly could be one of those other parts of speech we learn? Let's see. The noun, the verb, the adjective, the adverb. What do you think? It's one of those. Which one? Is it an adverb? Is it an adjective? Do you see something right there? L-Y. Is that a clue? That's a clue. Now, if it was an adjective, we would see it over here before Ben. And we would say, quickly Ben. That doesn't describe Ben, no. That doesn't work. So it's an adverb. You were probably drawing that conclusion right along with what I was saying. And it goes with ate. How did Ben eat? I have to change it to present first tense, okay? How did Ben eat? Quickly. Okay, so Ben ate quickly. Now this time the adverb came before the verb. Sometimes it comes after, and sometimes, as you see here, it came before. That's a clue. It's not a strict clue, but it is a clue. And then it sounds right when we say it. Did you say it? Let's say it again. Ate quickly answers the question, how? How did he eat? He ate quickly. So we underline that twice, and we will circle adjectives and adverbs. So this is an adverb. I will circle it. If you're still doing this paper, you need to circle it. We need to write, I'm going to write ADV. That's my abbreviation for adverb. And then I'm going to turn it around for you to see. Now there's one more thing I want you to do. Draw an arrow. Are you able to draw an arrow from the circle to 8? I'll do it, and then you can do it if you're not sure what to do. All right? Just like that. Quickly, 8. This shows that this adverb modifies or describes this verb. Now we have to do the rest of the sentence. Let's read it. Let's read the whole thing. Ben quickly ate the red apple. The red apple is what we have to think about. Let's go to the word that you think is the noun. Is red the noun or is apple the noun? Oh, can there be 2 nouns in the sentence? Yes. Except only one can be the subject. Ben is the subject. Red is another noun in the sentence, but not the subject, but it's still a noun. So let's underline it one time. Just because. Maybe we should put a box around it. That's okay. I don't want to confuse you. Okay. So there we go. I underlined red. What did I do wrong? Oh, that can't be right. Red is not the noun. Now I have to erase that. Underline apple. Well then, what is red? We need to fix that. It looks like red goes with apple. Okay, apple is a noun. Let's put it in. If apple is a noun, then what other part of speech goes with a noun? Not an adverb, right? Not over here. Yeah, that goes with the verb. This goes with a noun. That's right. Adjectives describe nouns. This sentence is so different from the ones we've practiced before. Here's the adverb first in the sentence describing the verb, and back here there's an adjective that describes a noun. Well, now that we have that figured out, do I need to circle red instead of leave it with an underline? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to make a circle. What's the other thing I need to do? Well, I did it up here for the adverb and the verb. Should I do it here for the adjective and the noun? Yes. All right. There's a lot to remember. That's why I'm showing you. Now, if you don't understand all of this today, or let's say you understand it right now, and then you go away and you forget, don't worry. It's okay. You're in 2nd grade. You have some time to, well, sometimes they say digest, but your stomach digests. But sometimes I feel like our brain needs to digest too. So let your brain have some time to digest all of this. And the best thing to do is to go back and to try again. And after a while, it'll start making sense and you'll start remembering. Don't expect to always remember everything the first time. Most people can't do that, and I wouldn't encourage you to even try unless you're just super smart. Are you super smart and you can get all of this in one time, at one time? Good for you. Okay, look at the next one. This one really is unusual, and I have to say is harder than any sentence we've done. So I'll read it. The small boy said the Bible verse perfectly. I think you can find the subject. The small boy. What did the small boy do? He said. What did he say? Bible verse. That's going to be interesting. Well, let's go back to the beginning and let's underline boy. Why do we underline boy? It's a noun. It's a common noun. And it's the boy we are talking about. Okay. Now we need to find a verb. What did the boy do? The boy said something, correct? We will underline said. I'm running some extra things for you. Do not have to write all of that. What you need to do is underline boy once and underline said twice. So far, so good. I see a word here. What would that be? It goes with, not the verb, it goes with boy. What kind of boy? A small boy. When it answers the question, what kind, it means it goes with the noun. So we need to circle small. Stop and think. And I'm going to write ADJ. You don't have to do that, but I'm doing it just to make sure that you see what I'm talking about. Do we need to draw an arrow like we did over here? Let's do that. Let's draw an arrow from small to boy. Looks like we have the first part, but what about the Bible verse perfectly? Now, when you see Bible, you think, well, that's a noun, that's a thing, that's a book. But do you know they used it in the sentence in a different way because they're not talking first about the Bible, they're talking about the verse, and that's something too. Oh no. Does that mean that this has to be an adjective describing what kind of verse? Yes. Oh my. Well, let's obey the rules. And then we have this word perfectly has an ly ending. I have a feeling that this is going to confuse you. So that's why I'm here. Let's underline verse because it's a noun. Let's circle Bible because it's modifying or it's describing what kind of verse. I shouldn't say modify. Okay, so we're going to circle Bible. It's going to act like an adjective this time. And now we have this word all the way at the end of the sentence. Oh my goodness. It has an ly ending, so I think it's an adverb. Do you think it's an adverb? It is. But it can't describe a verse because a verse is a noun. And this is an adjective. So where does this go? I know. It has to go all the way around here and up here. And I'm getting closer to the verb. Why the verb? because this is an adverb, and adverbs describe verbs. Don't worry, we'll get there. So I'm going to circle perfectly. You circle perfectly. And then I'm going to draw an arrow all the way back to the verb said. Here's how it goes. Perfectly, drawing an arrow all the way back to the word said. Now, do you see why I needed to help you today? This is the kind of work that third and fourth graders do when they have to figure out all of this. It's a little bit different. And when you start next year, your teacher's going to help you with this at the beginning. So don't get fretful and think, how am I going to remember all of this? You don't need to worry. Just pay attention, take in what you can, and God will help you, and so will I. Now, I'm not going to do the next sentence, but I'm going to read it to you right now. It's not on here because we're going to do this. The huge lion walked proudly. That's the next sentence. I want you to try to do this one without my help. The huge lion walked proudly. What do you think this subject is? Huge lion walked proudly. I think there's only one noun, lion. So lion is the subject. Okay, that's not so bad. Then lion needs a verb. What did the lion do? Find the word that tells what the lion did. And then you have two words, huge and proudly. Those two words have to be the words that describe. You have to decide, what does huge describe? What does proudly describe? And don't forget to circle them and draw an arrow to the word that it describes. We did it. Well, there is one more. James and Daniel built a red cart. This time you have two subjects, James and Daniel. What did James and Daniel do? Decide on what word that is. Then you have to look at red cart and decide what they are and how they go together. All right, dictation. If you haven't done your dictation, I'll do it with you today, all right? Here's the sentence you need to write. I have learned so much. You might say it like this. I have learned so much. Then what would I put at the end of the sentence? I have learned, past tense, so much. Well, I hope you do really well on this as you work and finish the sentences in your book. And remember, don't get discouraged. Just keep trying, working at it. Come back and watch the video again if you need to. It will help you to listen again. Remembering this, that a noun and an adjective go together. The adjective describes the verb. No, the adjective describes the noun. Don't get mixed up. Okay, then what describes the verb? The adverb, because the adverb has verb in it. Adverb. Verbs and adverbs go together. Adjectives and nouns go together. Remember that. That's your foundation. That's what helps you to do this. All right, I'm going to say goodbye right now. I want to come back and do some phonics with you. And then there's some math that I want to review with you. So I'll say goodbye for now, and I'll see you later. Takes me a while here. There it is. I'm going to press this button. Hopefully it works.